Hello and welcome. Oh, I spoke too soon. Hello and welcome to After Forever After, Season 1, Episode 3. 1,000 years ago, the world was blown up in a huge explosion. The fragment of the world that you're on now tumbles through space at the speed of light, being lit and warmed by the very explosion which destroyed it. Last night, you spent the night sleeping and cuddled up next to a pig. This morning, you set off into the sunrise, and that is where our session ended. Well, this session begins as you're heading into that very same sunrise, or rather explosion rise, when on the horizon, emerging into view, is another world fragment. Dum, dum, dum. Never been seen before. It's tumbling toward you.
Oh, that looks a bit close.
Yeah, it actually does. And it's at that moment as you're kind of going, holy shit, when you see for the first time ever in your lives what you can only assume to be what an actual dragon looks like. About 40 to 50 times the size of the wyvern, a giant red dragon flies toward this other fragment and impacts it. You see the impact, like it sort of shudders through the other world fragment. And you see this sort of burst of light as it impacts. And the other world fragment breaks up into tiny chunks. And then a few minutes later, you hear the explosion and you hear the impact and the rumbling and the destruction as this dragon had smashed into the other world fragment. And then it began flying back to yours. You think you may have just seen the Dragon Queen.
So several things happen with me at once. I lose all sense of bowel control.
Yeah, I think we all do that.
That's already too much.
Also, not to sound overly crude, but my questing erection has gone limp and will never go up again. I am now.
I beg your pardon. I don't think I fully grasped what you just said.
You can't.
It's probably for the best you don't.
You can't grasp it anymore. It's went limp. No, I am now looking. I'm now seriously considering my life choices.
DM, I want out.
That's.
Well,
I do turn to the others and I say,
I don't have an erection anymore. Yeah, no one cares.
Exactly. At this point, no one cares what I say. We're meant to be killing that. What the hell are you doing?
No.
No, we saw the wyvern last night. That's not it. That's some huge thing.
I don't know what we're going to do, but I just shit my pants. Cheers.
So, yeah, we want to stay as far away from that as possible.
For my pants? Yes.
I was. Well, I'm going to say we probably all did. So I think we're equal opportunities offenders.
Yes. Well, that was unbelievably terrifying. I've never seen another fragment come this way like that. I thought they'd all disappeared.
You know.
Also, it's all concentrated in like 30 seconds, give or take.
Yes.
I mean, we almost died, and then we almost died, and then the second thing that could have killed us just saved us. And the fuck.
In about a minute, we've seen something really, really scary and terrifying. And before that, we saw a bit of, we saw part of the land coming towards us.
Also, was that fragment inhabited like ours? Because
well,
if it was, that's a shame. That's genocide right there.
Okay, so what is your mental fortitude?
Oh, the fuck if I
Less,
know.
less than it was.
My mental fortitude.
It's the first knowledge skill on the right-hand side, second block down, very top.
Ooh, -2.
So 2-2. Anybody got 3?
No, I've just got 2. I don't have any.
Well, if you really want to know, I'll let you test for it.
I don't know. Don't care. If
I do
I
care.
think-
I want to know more.
Yeah, Apostolos is more concerned about our own lives, give or take. So, yeah.
I figure they would have died when the 2 fragments impacted on each other anyway.
A
So-
69.
Right.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
You've no idea. Oh, I didn't show that on screen. There you go.
Yeah, I suck. So that the people at home can see it. I suck.
no idea.
ass.
I wonder how many times the Dragon Queen has kept us alive, kept the whole fragment alive like that.
I'll tell you what,
I don't
Quintus,
really know.
you go ask her.
Yes.
I'm going the hell away, nowhere near it.
I thought, we should stay as far away from that as possible. I'm not going anywhere near it. Perhaps if we pass by, we could shout a question, but that's as close as we're going to get.
By the way, did any of the fragments, like when it was broken, did any smaller fragments kind of drop down to our part, or did they just float away?
Right. So, all you've seen thus far, the dragon impacted this. So the fragment's coming toward you, right? Like this.
Yeah.
Right? The dragon impacted it with such velocity, the explosion is going that way.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's
All right.
still one piece that's just moving away.
Oh, no.
No, it's several.
No, there'll be fragments, but they're all going away from us.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What the fuck? How fast was that thing?
Impressively
quick.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was like a Concorde, or even faster than that.
Concords are not that quick. They're just birds.
And then you see something else in the sky. To the west, in the direction you were headed, you see the Wyvern has taken off.
Oh,
That bitch.
See, there's the Wyvern.
It has some kind of figure on its back, which is a bit too far away for you to see at the current time. And it is flying eastward, more or less. You are headed west to catch up with it.
back.
Is it going back?
It's coming back.
Where it came from?
Yeah,
If
so
it's that bookworm on its back, I swear to God.
It's giving someone a piggyback. It's very nice.
This is where you started. You kind of got down to about here, right? It was somewhere over here. And it's flying this way. Actually, it's more kind of this way. Sort of southeast.
Across the forest.
Well, at the moment, it's over here.
Yeah.
And you're here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the last few minutes, but that wyvern doesn't look half as scary now.
Has anyone got a bow? We could bring it down, maybe, or try to bring it down.
I have a spear, but no bows.
Yeah, I think a catapult would be in place rather than arrows.
You reckon it's about 3 miles away at the moment? But yeah, it's definitely
we
intercept.
We could just follow it and wait for it to tire again.
Yeah. I think that's the better solution we have.
Yes.
I don't think it will answer us if we ask politely to land.
I can lead you through the forest, no problem.
Yes, we should wait until it's weak and helpless.
Actually, what you know, babe, is the crossing points for the forest are
Yeah.
here, or sorry, for the river, are
Yeah,
here
yeah.
at the city,
Yeah.
and also here in the ruins of the old capital, Central.
So there's none in between.
There is no crossing down this river.
Oof, that's highly impractical. Well, there's not really much choice of us going back to the city.
No, certainly not. I think we
Oh
should
no,
Most of you are
no,
wanted.
we are wanted there.
Yes.
I'd say that if the Weaven is going that south, we can follow it by following the river south.
Yeah, it's kind of going southeast.
All right. Yes, we
This
go.
direction.
We go to the
north,
ruin.
Yeah.
We go to the ruin and then try and cross.
Okay.
I mean, I got no interest in being locked up again.
Okay. So you start trekking south then towards Central, checking back occasionally to sort of check in on the Wyvern. After about 5 minutes, the DragonQueen flies over your heads by about 200 meters above at very high speed, like really high speed. And about, well, a few seconds after she goes past, you kind of hear the sonic boom, and it kind of knocks you, like the impact, your hair blows forward. I think you're on horses, aren't you? Actually, so they're startled. They're
There's absolutely no signs around that says this is a flight path. What in God's name?
It's entirely possible we could be out of our league on this one.
Well, maybe she's after the Wyvern. If so, then great.
I don't think she is, because she was closer before.
She's kind of just to give you some geography here. So if the world fragment was sort of off over this edge, right? She's flown. Here's her home city, basically. She's flying home.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. No. And just to say, we're not out of our league. We're not even playing the same damn sport.
This better not be a sport. I don't want to be chowder.
Come on,
I mean,
we're going to be chowder.
I'm not even an attendee to the match. I'm just in a whole other arena, just waiting for a concert.
Okay, enough of your extended metaphors already.
Is the Wyvern still in the sky? Still on the same?
Yeah, you check back every few minutes. It's still kind of, because you're now heading south. It's sort of behind you, but it is actually some kind of working. It's sort of started behind, and now it's sort of alongside. And as the day goes on, it kind of does end up in front. So actually, at that point, it's actually closer to you, say half a mile away from you. And you can see, it definitely does have a rider, and the rider is wearing green.
For fuck's sake.
Green. That's the Queen's colours. So
this is the Queen's colours.
She wanted the ship sunk. Why? It's not going.
Maybe she's planning something.
Or maybe this is just a very messy divorce.
I do believe that she plans to get people poorer and poorer so that she can grasp control of whatever she wants to, because people would be desperate.
That's a very real possibility. Well, we
I don't see the point, though. She's already a fucking queen.
There is one thing I have absolutely learned about people in power. They always want more. They just greedy for it. Why rule 100% of the world when you can rule 105? They nothing is ever enough. They could have it all and still want more.
Becky, I imagine we don't, but do we know about the whole Dragon Queen eats gold to stay alive thing?
What's your xenology?
I thought you were going to ask that. It is 0.
You might have heard that rumor, but then you've heard many others.
All right.
So, the wyvern eventually gets in front of you, and it does come down toward the evening, but on the other side of the river, somewhere in the forest. And by this point in the evening, you have travelled, or by the point at which your horses are getting really tired, you're now down to about here. And the wyvern is sort of somewhere over here. You're tired. It's the end of the day.
If only we could just swim across.
What about our horses? I mean, we should find a place in the river when they can walk on the other side.
Well,
It's easy for you, but we would be walking. We cannot keep pace with the wyvern without horses.
Well, I can't swim either.
Can I swim? Bro, that's not the swim.
I could wade across if it is shallow enough, but...
Well, I was going to ask, and this doesn't apply to me, by the way, because I don't have the skill, but I'm throwing it out there. If someone had points in rural environments, would they be able to know whereabouts in a river looked more shallow that we could actually wade across or sort of cross with the horses?
I
know it's a stretch, but
I might allow a check under certain circumstances, but what I have to say is this river is not wadable at this point in the river. You are, so if you look at the map, get the right button. This river is flowing, from this mountain range and this mountain range and these little mountains, and it's flowing out to sea, right?
Right.
So by this point, it's actually quite wide.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
No. And quite with so many rivers actually coming together, there'll be quite a strong current as well. Yeah.
It's the fucking highway of rivers.
It was a thought.
Yeah, we've got a long way to go before we can cross the river, then, don't we?
Well, there's got to be a bridge somewhere, or
at the ruins, yes, but apart from that, no.
How far away from the ruins, give or take?
2 more days travel.
Ooh.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
I think we should just find a decent place to camp for the night then.
Yeah.
It's late on. There's no point in trying to push the horses. They can always get a drink by the riverside, so they'll be fine.
Yeah. So you're actually kind of clear of any kind of like farms and so forth. You're just very much in the wilderness now, and the reason being, and the reason there's no bridges, is like west of this river. Doesn't take long until you're into the desert and Orcish territory, basically the Bar Balk, which are the Orc fortresses. So that like if any sort of old farmsteads or whatever, they'd just be long since raided. You do, however, you find a spot in what presumably was once a long time ago a farmstead. The roof there is no roof. The walls are actually only like 1/2 a meter high. So this has been a ruin a very long time. But it gives you at least, a small amount of shelter from the wind, whilst lying down anyway. And yeah, you camp for the night, and because you're so far out in the wilderness here, it is an uneventful night. However, I would like you to decide who's on watch last, because there's an encounter that happens right in the early morning.
Oh, very generous of you to tell us.
That's well.
Well,
I'm not
I
saying
mean,
it's-
but there's
we could follow the turns that we did the first night where the piglet came to us. So the last one, I believe, was Quintus,
I think
maybe.
it probably was, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So it is Quintus who spots somewhat further north, traveling down on their horses. You guess they must have camped overnight and have just got started earlier than you. It is 4 people on horseback, one of which is in shiny armor.
Oh, is it these?
It could well be the Order of the Heart mission, but you spotted them a long way away. And you've
The
spotted
bitch mission, you said.
the Order of the Heart mission, the fascists from the city.
Ah, yeah, the bitch mission. Yes.
Yeah,
They're coming from the north, yeah.
You know it's them because they're singing a nationalist song.
Oh, I thought we had a drop on them. Damn
Oh
it.
no, I'm sorry, the dickhead mission. Yeah, right.
If it's close to waking up time when I see them, I will get the others up and try and wake them up, and we're gonna have to get a move on, or we're gonna lag behind this lot again.
Ready when you are, folks.
Yep, I'm up.
They seem extremely happy for this time in the morning. Makes you sick, really.
Yeah, they're singing, "Our blood is pure and we are the master race," and all this lot.
You're not.
They're not very good at writing songs, though, are they?
No,
No.
it's not even a rhyme.
Okay. So yeah, as you're kind of getting yourself up then for an early start, yeah. Are you having breakfast, or are you just going to set off, or?
I think we should. Well,
Given how close they are.
Maybe a very quick breakfast, like just some rations rather than like a proper.
yeah,
cook.
don't cook anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have, you're doing your morning bathroom and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and a
Wash my
quick
hair.
bite
and
to
blah,
eat,
blah, 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 blah.
and so it doesn't take long, of course, for them to spot you, and sort of they kind of like sort their armor out, get comfortable, and make sure they've got their shields and weapons drawn, and they march over toward you.
Oh,
Like charging us.
No, walking, but they're kind of like really proudly doing it, and they form like a shield wall, and they come toward you.
I don't get off my
ready.
horse.
Okay, so you're mounting up on your horse.
Morning.
Kalis, what are you going to get on your horse, or?
Yeah, I'm getting on my horse and saying, "Morning. Lovely day
Winter.
for a ride, isn't it?"
yeah, I'm going to be packing the last few things into my saddlebag and.
Okay, and so actually, I don't think did I ever give him a name, that elf guy? I
No.
don't think I did.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Ah, then we shall call him.
Bitchy McFuckface.
Dickus.
Dickus. Do you find it visible? That
still
my
think-
friend is cold.
I still think that's one of the greatest pieces of acting ever done on screen. Is the guard who's trying to just that look of oh god when he says he has a wife, that
Incontinence buttocks.
her name is Incontinentia. Incontinentia buttocks.
Right. So they come up, and then this elf guy says, "You're not still thinking you can kill the wyvern, are you?"
It is not thinking, it is knowing.
But
Get off your high
all-
horse.
you're all half breeds, and you're not even imperial. You're just a horse.
I basically like just not rear up, but like I sort of go to my full height. Am I? Would I be taller than him on his horse or no?
Oh, taller than him on his horse. Ooh.
Yeah. I imagine.
Possibly
No.
possibly be.
What's your constitution?
Oh, my constitution. Where is that again? Personas. Oh, it's
Second.
a 2. It's a 2, so no.
Okay, he's actually taller when he's on his horse.
Okay.
He's also a lot shinier in all his metal armor.
Okay. You know what they say about little pointy ears who wear lots of armor? It is to compensate for something small.
No, it's because I'm richer than you. I can afford Nostrum.
Could afford Nostrum.
I do think I heard about Nostrum side effects.
Yes, it's not for me. I may be a horse in your eyes, but at least I'm a pure horse.
Yeah.
Stallion.
You're half horse.
To you, I am a horse.
Excuse me, just for clarification, he is not half horse. He's got a perfectly good voice.
You're not fucking helping, mate.
Giorgio's quick. Yeah, I didn't quite know how to deal with that either, Giorgio.
Do you know why we're going to succeed where you will fail?
Oh.
Because we're half-bloods.
Well, I think we should. I think for the record, you should tell me your names so that I can record them properly on your graves.
I did not think we were so important to you. You're wasting your own time, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't think I would need your
I-
name because I'm planning on living in a ditch.
I will make you this. I will make you this proposition. We will give you our names that you may put them for posterity on our gravestones, if you will allow us to place obscenely demeaning names on your gravestones in recompense.
No.
What's the
I'm
point?
living
They'll be
in a
dead.
ditch.
Well, you should know that the man who killed you is Eichmann Hare.
Who's he?
Shing! It is me! And he gallops forward.
His sword makes a funny noise.
Yes, maybe.
I'm raiding my axe.
Eichmann here, is that a colour?
Oh,
or
as in he's actually
style?
charging. I thought you meant that he just like raised it and galloped off to make a point.
Raises it
Oh, he's good.
and then charges forward.
Right.
His other guys charge with him. So there's 4 of them approaching in a shield
Okay.
wall.
Okay, fuck faces.
Excellent.
Spear.
Crossbow.
Bitch McFuckface.
Get
He's
the
obviously not bothered about
get the
losing the
little-
wither.
Okay, who's attacking who?
What are the others doing?
They're charging with him. They're in a line.
I'm
Alright.
going to shoot at Hare. I'm going to shoot at Hare Eichmann.
Yeah, I'm charging the one in front of me, not caring who he is.
Okay.
Who the
I'm
young?
going-
Sorry.
also charge Death Warmed Up. The elf.
Oh, I see. Okay, and Quintus.
I'll go for the one opposite me. I'll take my
Okay.
mace out.
All right. So the first person to act then will be Ronnie, because that's a ranged attack, and you're shooting at Eichmann Hare.
Yeah.
So that
You mean the junkie?
Yeah,
The
the
junkie.
junkie.
It's
He
a
has
skill
a
test
defense of 2.
It's a skill test
Oh.
of 3. That's my...
Yes,
Do you want
what?
to show that to the rest of the class? I mean, that's not much better, but also...
I'm allowed to mess about with those at the top there, aren't I?
I'd mess about with those at the top there for you.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Pick your 3 best.
You haven't got an always wins with high effect, have you? That would be helpful.
You may have noticed I played none of the ones from the table.
No shit. I wouldn't.
I don't.
Giorgio,
know-
you might be being asked to discard a card because it looks like you didn't.
I did.
Well,
Yeah.
Ron, you got this.
The two
Just
from my
going to
hand
get
and
a
the one
quick
that I used
refill.
from the
Oh,
pit.
right. Am I looking at medium, low, or none here for the effect?
What? Oh, right. He's in plate armor. You're firing a crossbow. Is it a hand crossbow or a crossbow?
It's a hand. It's a hand crossbow.
Hand crossbow. If I find that
it's
in the
none.
weapons. What? None against plate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might not be powerful enough actually. Yes. Okay. So there isn't a nonetheless. You're using up his evade, so that will impact him because actually I'm going to get will because only one other person's attacking him. So yeah, just select low, and yeah, you've taken away some of my good cards. So the crossbow bolt strikes him. But yeah, it just doesn't penetrate his armor at all. Nonetheless, what I will do is I will give him a disadvantage on the melee. So that's the next thing that happens because it's a mutual attack with Jason. So he's going to have a disadvantage card because he was trying to dodge the crossbow and it strikes his shoulder. But yeah, the bolt just shatters and he's perfectly fine with it. It's a shame because he had good cards, but yeah, it wasn't unfortunately the weapon to use. So now we have a mutual attack.
Right. How many cards do I have to get rid of?
It would tell you at the bottom, I believe.
No, not telling me
You-
anything.
Yeah, because you played 3 cards from your hand. So because should end up with 3 cards after playing one hand.
But I picked a couple from the table. I didn't pick all 3 from my hand.
You currently got 3 in your hand, yeah?
Yeah, I've got 3 left.
Yeah, that's correct. So if maybe you discarded them already.
I didn't discard it.
How many did you have beforehand? 6
Oh.
should have been. And you got
6.
3 now.
Got 3, but I didn't play the 3 that I played to you weren't all from my hand.
Well, something happened to the other cards. Could be a bug, but I don't think so. Jason, you're doing a mutual attack with this guy. He has
Charge, yes.
a magnificent sword. Oh no, you have a special charge thing, don't you?
Well, I basically get high damage for every type of armor.
Yes,
That's one reason why I'm doing it.
On your charge, yes.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find the arming sword. Hang on. Find it in here somewhere.
I flare my nostrils.
So he has plate armor. You don't have any, so he's going to do high damage against you. He has a disadvantage because of the crossbow bolt.
Okay.
So
What's the difficulty?
difficulty is this.
What, 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Boom.
Oh, he has struck you, but you've done an always wins.
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, he goes for what looks like it's going to be an absolutely magnificent attack. You think he might have even taken your head clean off. But just as he goes, he kind of leans forward for it, you thrust your spear forward and you basically impale his sternum. You feel the sternum shatter as the spear goes in because you've done him a mortal wound, basically. Because that's more than basically you've done enough for a major wound and it's a critical. So yeah, it's a mortal wound. So you smash his sternum with your spear and he just instantly slumps. And this beautiful sword, you go straight through the armor and everything. This beautiful sword just kind of falls from his hand, like as he was about to sort of bring it across your neck, and his body just kind of goes instantly limp. And with that, I'm going to let you actually just grab the sword as you pull your spear back. So you've got his lovely sword in your left hand at the moment, and he is killed instantly.
I will take this in return for the horse jokes.
Right. So between Phil and Giorgio, who would like to go next?
You can go, Giorgio.
All right. So I'm charging the fucker in front of me. I don't have anything more than my brawling skill. Is that correct?
What weapon are you using?
An axe.
Yeah, that's brawling
Got
skill.
brawling. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm checking 2.
Ooh, high effect.
Yeah. Oh.
And a 10 of dragons. Oh, but it always wins. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm screwed. Either way.
So as you charge in with for the attack, he unfortunately catches you off guard. And what's your I forgot what's the word? Vitality, isn't it? Yeah. What's your vitality?
5.
Okay. So yeah, he catches you under your arm as you go for the attack. He kind of flicks the sword around and up. And yeah, he's done you a major and a minor wound of bracket 8. And it is it's an armpit slash. So an armpit slash major 8 and an armpit bruising minor 8.
Ouchies.
Yeah, definitely ouches. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Ouches.
Mm-hmm. And Phil, you go up against another guy.
Yes.
The third guy.
Shield and mace. So that's brawl again, isn't it? So I've got
It
2.
is indeed. Oh, played that. Oh, there we go.
Ooh, that's a good start.
Okay.
Yeah, play your cards. Okay, that's a critical. That's a mortal wound. So yeah, you eviscerate him with your axe. Basically, you more or less cleave his head off. I mean, it's still attached by a flap of skin. And so basically, after the initial impact, horses start scattering everywhere. And 2 of them are down, and one of you is, I don't know, Giorgio, have you come off your horse with that, or would you prefer to still be on it? I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah, given the fact that he almost cut off my fucking arm, I don't know how lucky I am to still be on my horse.
Yeah. So let's
So
say
I think I fell down.
yeah. So like after the impact, you kind of fall a bit off your horse, but you still kind of got one hand on the reins, and you bring it to a stop as you're kind of being dragged for a few meters, and you bring the horse to a stop. And of course, the pain is seriously intense because that was a big, heavy wound. But there's only one of them left, and actually no, sorry, there's two of them, isn't there? There's two of them, but three of you, and they sort of, after the initial clash, they're like, oh shit, and they ride on because they're big heroes down. So they just gallop off. You can pursue if you wish, or let them go.
Which way are they headed?
Well, initially in the direction they were facing, which is west, but presumably that's not the direction they'll continue to move.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if they're worth chasing, really.
Yeah.
I'm not conditioned of doing such a thing.
Hopefully the Wyvern will pick them off.
At this point, I am going to dismount, and I'm going to take part in a time-honored tradition, one that has been passed down from generation to generation of adventurers throughout the centuries. I'm looting the corpses.
Right. So, on the corpse of the elf, basically, as it were, the Eichmann hare, there is a plate mail, which was condition 3, but is now condition 2 because there's a spear hole in the breastplate.
Okay.
So somebody can have plate mail condition 2.
Well, I could sell it.
Jason is holding a horse. A sword.
Is it, by the way, is it one-handed or two-handed?
It's an arming sword, so one-handed.
Okay. And that would be martial, right?
It is a martial skill to use, but the thing about this sword, this is a particularly nice sword. This is quality 6.
Ooh.
And as you could just kind of like feel it through the air, it's almost like it's accelerating whilst you're swooshing.
How close are we to the river?
I'm sorry, Giorgio, I missed that.
How close are we to the river?
You're close enough, like it's 100 meters or something.
All right.
Yeah.
What other goodies do the corpses have?
Between them, there's 42 crowns.
That'll do it.
Mostly on the elf guy, but there's some on the other. The other guy, so there was they each had round shields. Obviously, there's two spare horses. It's up to you if you keep those. I'd argue that one of them has seen things now. A little more skittish.
Been through shit.
I'll say one of them had the other guy had a padded jack. So if you want a padded jack, you could have it because his head was taken off, so the jacket's fine. However, Superius Marius, you're quite badly wounded.
Yeah, I'd like to try and cast Cure Ailment.
Okay.
So that I can at least get rid of my minor wound.
Yeah.
Minor wound.
So if you do your skill test.
Yeah, I was just checking because I believe it's 2.
I believe it is.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I didn't realize that we got new cards.
All right. All right. It didn't let me. Do I have to roll for a low result? Is that correct?
Yeah, low result. I believe, actually. I think that's all. Hang on. No, it depends on your magic level, but I think for you, it is still low. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get the magic list up, but yeah. So Cure Ailment. The least powerful of all healing spells, Cure Ailment can only cure minor wounds. The minor wound level must be equal to or lower than the effect card. The recipient must be stationary and the caster needs to touch the wound in order to heal it. At level 2, it is the low card, regrettably. So, I think you're going to need a high effect. Yeah, you're going to need a high effect or wait a few, rest a bit and wait a few days.
It is so cool to be a magic user in this setting. So fucking cool.
Well, the wound is very severe. It's just beyond your skill to heal.
I still can't do shit with magic, so
I could try doing a bit of first aid on you.
Yeah, I got first aid too, but it's better maybe if you do that. Oh, I don't have discarded. Sorry.
It's not as good as yours, but I do have very decent cards. So,
if you wish, please.
You're going to need an effect 8 to halve the duration of the wound.
Okay. Oh, goody. Okay, well, let's use that so I don't waste the other one.
That would do it. One wound is reduced to half of its bracket number.
The minor or the major one? The minor one.
Well, he's done a critical, so I'd say you could have the major if you chose, because it's a crit.
So which is it? I don't think I'm choosing. All right.
Yeah, the major.
They say Centaur Spit is quite potent. You're welcome.
Don't forget, you can always do a ritual, but it does take like 6 hours. You're going to lose a day.
Yeah.
But that is an auto success at effect 10.
Yeah.
It's only battle magic that relies on the cards.
Yeah, still we don't have time to waste, actually.
Okay. And so, you're still hurting, obviously, so you're going to be at a disadvantage, which I completely forgot when you were casting the spell.
I think we should go at a slightly more deliberate pace today, just to give Sirius a chance to heal and not rip open the wound again.
Now, as you're traveling today, you do have to, like, taking the shortest route south, you actually kind of cut out an arc of the river, so you actually will be leaving the river for some time. Most of today, in fact. So, you stock up your canteens with water and you head over this bit of land, basically. And you're kind of tracking the wyvern because you see it, overhead. But the thing is, it's actually pulling slightly away from you. So you're kind of left in this awkward situation where, like, do you go slow to allow Superius Marius a rest? Although, to be honest, he's hurting anyway. It's like riding the horse is causing him to be agitated in pain at times. So it's not really working to go slow anyway.
Yeah, I still want to stuck my arm under my padded jacket so that it's stuck and firm.
Okay.
And I just ride with one hand.
Okay, so you don't agitate the wound then by traveling. But it comes to toward the evening, and the wyvern sets down, and you reckon that's probably about 4 or 5 miles away. And you're actually at the point where it's beginning to get hard to see it. Like when it's at a lower altitude, you do actually lose sight of it. So as it's starting to get dark, you've got to sort of ask the question: do you march another couple of hours? The horses are tired as well, but do you march another couple of hours just to sort of catch back up a bit?
I believe it's worth it. Anything happens the next day, we are lost for good.
I'm kind of worried about tiring the horses out, in which case we're not going to get.
Yeah, we
very
don't have
far
to
tomorrow.
run. We can march and get closer. We don't have to go full speed.
As a player, though, I know what happens when we start accruing exhaustion in this game. It's brutal.
I'm also worried about your wounds, Superiors.
Yeah, I mean,
You took a heck of a knock.
The thing is,
yeah,
if we
I
go now,
know.
we will
I
get
don't mind
later.
much. Yeah, I don't mind
stop.
marching a couple of hours more. I will just ask I don't do a guard turn because of the
That's
wound.
fair enough.
I
That's
can
fair.
march more. I don't mind, but if I have to rest, I'd like to rest.
Yeah,
Full
we'll
time.
give you the full night. Yeah, I mean, because you took a heck of a knock. Not as big a knock as Eichmann took, mind you.
Is anyone wearing the plate armor, by the way?
Well, to help with that, we can sell it to a blacksmith and get a nice.
We could have strapped it to one of the spare horses.
The blacksmith
maybe.
will see the poke in it and go, "Oh, you're amazing centaur guy. He did the poking, therefore I cannot take it off you. You might as well wear it."
Oh, to hell with that.
I mean, I could wear it. I don't know if I'll be able to keep it on though. Is it my fit?
I mean, you can't wear the greaves, but
No.
there's nothing that protects you at the front particularly, and that's the problem. It will be, sometimes it'll help, but quite often you'll be struck in an area where you're just unarmored.
Yeah. Yeah.
Better than nothing, though.
I have his shiny sword.
I see that will protect a lot of other swords from you, from hitting you. You can just place it horizontally on your breast.
Somebody else would get better benefit from the armor than Apostolos would.
What do you say? My pecs are so defined that I can balance the sword on it.
Well, it's not just that, but because as well, don't forget the lower part of your torso is a completely different shape. So the bottom of the breastplate would be digging into your back. So
so one of you can have it.
Yeah, my arm doesn't fit in it, so I can take it, but I'd like to heal first. But if anyone wants it,
Quintus, Calus,
they can have it.
No,
they can have it.
No, I'm fine. You can. We'll save it for Superiors.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same, babe. Why are they not wanting armor?
I know. It's like they've seen how deadly the system is.
They're like, nah.
What do I want armor for? Wow. Okay. So, yeah, you press on them for a few hours. Now, what I'd like is for somebody to make a rural environment check, because, of course, it is dark.
Not going to be me.
Not going to be me.
I've got one in that.
Yeah, same. But I got 4 cards, so you better do that.
Yeah, you also got a disadvantage from your major wound.
Okay.
Very funny, Ronald.
Do that.
Come on, as puns go, that's a good one.
Doesn't leave me a lot of choice then, does it?
I'm keeping it civil.
Okay. Okay, Becky, ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, so you do travel into the night, but you struggle to find anywhere to camp that's particularly good. And like you end up quite tired, and the spot you're in looks a bit exposed.
It's probably a bit too dark to find anything decent, anything better.
Yeah. Now, quality 6 arming sword, babe. Let me just find you.
It's all eye effects. Every card you draw, eye effect.
Basically, yeah, but it's better than that. So
It has a
So
swooshing
there's-
effect.
Right,
The
here's the thing
swooshing
about
effect.
sword fighting. Artisans of the craft of swordsmanship can mitigate the skill of their opponent. When making an opposed attack against another character using a sword, only the character with the highest martial skill may add cards to this attack. So if you if you get a martial skill of 1 and somebody has brawling, they won't get to add their cards even if their brawling skill is 6. However, if somebody has martial 2 and has a sword, then you don't get to add cards. It's just people who are better at swords almost always beat their opponents, even if their opponents are good. If the other person's better, they almost always win.
Should I have won so well against him then? Because I was using like charging his brawl.
If I had read that rule at the time, no. But I didn't, and it happened, and we've moved past it.
Okay.
Congratulations. Also, so yes, whilst it's also high, it is an air magic weapon. Which means if you do an air critical, something awesome happens.
Sweet, I'll bear that in mind.
Namely, it's +1 effect.
Okay.
Oh wow! Not tornadoes, no Katrinas coming out of the sword.
It's
No.
a swordnado.
+1 effect on your damage, though, is good.
Is it good?
Yes. All right. So anyway, yeah, you set up camp in this quite exposed position. Who's taking the first watch?
I will.
Okay. I'll take second then.
As long as I'm taking none.
Yeah.
Okay, so your watches are by necessity slightly longer tonight. Could the first watch please make an environment rural check?
It doesn't have
And
it.
if you have no points in environment rural,
I still want you to make an environment rural check. It just
You're the
means you
first
get skill
watch.
0 to add.
so I'm making a skill test of 0.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Understandably, there are no cards come up. Do I still have to pick 3 cards?
Yes.
Of course you do.
It must always be to the count of 3.
And the low effect.
Mm-hmm.
Trollolol.
And so, it is that
The heart of the cards, like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh god.
you are on guard when you not just spot something. It's like you see somebody sneaking in the mid distance, right? And you realize that is a messenger from the Queen, because I mean you always wind and critted here, so that is the Queen's messenger. So you look for the Wyvern and you see it behind you, and it is kind of sneaking into position behind some trees. It's sort of hidden behind some trees, and the other side is the Queen's messenger, and he's got a crossbow, and he's sneaking up on you. They are at the moment both of them at medium distance.
Yeah, I sort of head over and I sort of shake Quintus and I shake Apostolus.
What do you want? It's not my turn yet, is it?
Fuck off!
We've got, oh no, I haven't woken you, Superius. I'm letting you sleep.
Cheers, mate.
He's going to wake up in a minute, though, with this.
He's going to wake up in a minute, but you know, at least I'm not the one waking him. We have one Queen's Messenger sneaking in from one side, and we have a Wyvern sneaking in from the other.
Oh,
I thought you might want to know.
I don't know if I did actually.
And now that I've told you, good night.
Oh no, you fucking don't. Okay.
So let's take a short break.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Hello. Although no sign of Steve tonight. Maybe he's saving up for Monday. I don't know. I got a shiny sword. Turns out it wasn't the armor that was the compensating factor. It was a sword. Ah, crickets.
And other sporting pastimes. Yes, I'm surprised at Stephen not being here tonight. But, I assume either something's come up, or He's fallen asleep. Comes to us all. As I say, I have to keep reminding myself of that particular group of friends. I'm actually one of the youngest. Stephen's about 3 years older than I am.
3 years is not much.
No, it feels less now than it was then.
Well, yeah, they do say that.
I got messaged by Fajuk the other day.
Ooh.
He wants to do another one of those interview video thingies on the subject of Castle Falkenstein.
He asked me to do Corporation.
Yeah.
Oh.
He asked me, is it Fajuk?
Yeah.
Yeah, he asked me to do Call of Cthulhu. I don't know why, though.
Oh, Jason, you've been burned.
No, I
Why?
told him. I told him my
why
strong suit is Pathfinder because I played it for way more years.
I was good.
And then he told me, "Oh, you're playing Call of Cthulhu now. Yes, can you do that? I mean, if you want to. That's not really my strong suit." I told him. I warned him.
I will message Fajuk with my outrage.
I think it's your show. You should say it. No, I will do Pathfinder. Jason will do Call of Cthulhu.
I should say so.
I mean, maybe he's
No, it's
tired
not
of me
fair,
talking about
though.
Call of Cthulhu. And maybe
I
he
mean,
wants
you've
something
been keeping and writing for Call of Cthulhu for years now.
Exactly. I mean, you're actually,
I'm writing something right now for Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, I should tell him that.
You're not just someone who like runs and plays the game. You actually write for it now.
Yeah.
Fajuk, when you watch this later on, as you may do, Jason should do the Call of Cthulhu interview. Don't be silly. Get on it.
I've just thought, I wonder if Steve is not here because he's at the Impromptu Chaosium convention on Discord, like right now.
No, Steve's got some stuff on.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what, but RL stuff.
Fair enough. But yeah, there's like
a lot of gaming.
All right. There's another impromptu Discord convention where they're doing some chats and stuff.
Okay. So the messenger and the wyvern are right there.
Yep, I know. Oh God, which one do I go for?
If you two want to get the wyvern, I'll get the messenger.
Okay. What about okay. No decision was made for us.
So what's
can you remind me?
Sorry,
I was going to ask. Can you remind me, like roughly the general size of a wyvern?
Okay. Oh, wyvern.
Well, I guess we've not really seen it this close.
Yeah, it's about the size of 1.5 carriages, horse-drawn carriage. So it's quite sizable.
Still not as big as I thought.
But if it's standing, it's about, bearing in mind it's a longer creature than it is taller, but it's like 1.5 times your height as a centaur.
A lot of that tail?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's got a lot of tail. Its hind legs are very powerful. I mean, it's a big creature, but don't forget, when you saw it attack the boat, that was dive bombing. Most of the damage was done in the dive and the impact. You can imagine, therefore, that it's got to be quite tough.
I could always try and cast Firebolt. Firebolt? Is it Firebolt? Yeah, Firebolt's at it.
You could indeed.
It is up to you.
My only concern, dear Quintus, with that is I wonder just how effective a firebolt would be against a dragon-like creature.
If I can hit it in the head, it might blind it for a while.
Does that?
If you recall your briefing from that woman whose name I forget in the in that temple,
I
They
just
are-
tend to
air
call her up close.
creatures.
I just tend to call her up close and personal.
I just
Yeah, but
do
the-
think she's Candice Marie.
Fair.
She was named Georgia, to be fair.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that's
Georgia.
right, Georgia. Sorry.
No.
I've done it to all the players before. Jason was Hitler.
Yeah, I mean seriously, can't get much worse than that.
Like, it turned out actual Hitler's real name was Jason and Hitler was just his stage name. So there it is.
The strangest places I have seen.
So yeah, it's a tradition. It has to happen at some point. So you got lucky. Yeah, no, wyverns are air creatures, so fire will be fine.
Okay, that's fine.
What do you think? I mean, I don't know what else we can do. I mean,
This sword definitely has air properties, so I should keep away from the wyvern.
so what you said, we've got the wither, and you go and get the Queen's messenger.
Yes.
With it being a sword with air properties, does that mean it would have less of effect on creatures of air, or would be an even more dynamic effect
What's your technology value?
on creatures of air?
Synology is so useful in this game, apparently. Well, put it this way. The messenger is going to be faster, so I'm going to go after him first, and then once I've taken care of him, then I can help you.
Okay, I'm going to get my mace out, because quite frankly, I no longer trust my hand crossbow to come up against something that tough. I saw how little it did with the plate.
And all things being equal, obviously it's not a promise to cast any magic. It's obviously
So it was more like a sort of very passionate. You were making a very impassioned suggestion.
yeah.
Okay, what I'm going to say now is any ability you had to gain a surprise round is gone by your discussion. So,
Okay.
statements of intent.
Am I still sleeping?
Yeah,
Because
you haven't
nobody
been
woke me
awoken by
up.
the others. Yeah,
I will try and
right, so-
firebolt the wyvern.
Okay, Apostolos.
I'm going to probably charge the messenger. since
Okay,
He knows we're here.
and Kalis.
I am getting my mace out ready because I reckon one of two things will happen. Either the wyvern will get blinded by a firebolt, in which case I can go up and stone at one, or it's not and it's going to come at us, in which case I'll stone at one.
Okay. So it's the firebolt first then. So the caster summons a ball of flame around their fist and unleashes it at an opponent as a ranged attack. The target has the opportunity to dodge. Normal dodge will supply. The flame fizzles out after striking its target and is not an effective source of ignition, but wounds caused will be burns of effect card in damage. Right.
Okay.
So the wyvern. Boom. What's the wyvern going to do? It's just going to evade.
Okay.
So you do cast an almighty firebolt at it. You manage to summon quite a sizable one, but the wyvern takes to the air very quickly with immensely powerful legs. It's like it jumps into the air and then its wings start catching it. It very, like the altitude of the wyvern as it flaps each beat has a dramatic sort of bouncing effect as it takes off. And yeah, the firebolt passes underneath as the wyvern
damn
sort of
thing.
takes off, and it's sort of coming up and over the top of you, as it were. Meanwhile, Jason is chasing down a guy with a crossbow. So he's going to shoot his crossbow as you charge him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've run out of cards. Sorry, reveal cards. Table. Do that again. Right, what have I got? Oh,
Oh.
Well, fuck. Difficulty 1, yes?
Whatever
Well,
your skill
shit.
is with the weapon. I don't know. What weapon are you using?
Well, this one I'm a bit confused because charge uses brawl, but then if you're using a weapon, then does that count instead?
Well, if you're doing the charge, then it's the brawling skill.
Yeah, I'm charging. Yeah.
And to gain the benefit of that, you want a pole arm.
I've got a spear.
So you
Would that be
use
all
your
right?
spear for the charge, and
Yeah,
then you
fine.
change to your sword.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, it's a 3. Okay, that was a waste of a high effect. Well, you've got always wins, so
Why did it play my cards revealed? It shouldn't have done that. Well, you can see my hand now.
I might as well just play crap then.
Yep. You've been struck by a crossbow.
Yep, there you go. Have some crap.
Okay, so as you're charging in, the crossbow bolt strikes you, and yeah, it's 9. So that's your vitality is 6,
Ooh.
isn't it?
It's a 5.
5. Well, it's still only a major and a minor.
Only. Only a major wound.
Yeah. Obviously, both are bracket 9. And yeah, we'll say that struck you in the torso, ironically. So it'll be a broken collarbone.
Oh.
And the bruising associated, so brackets 9 on each.
Ooh, that hurts.
Yep.
And then as you sort of, you kind of get on top of him, he throws the crossbow down, draws a sword. Actually, no, does he? He doesn't. He runs because, frankly, he's screwed if he doesn't. So yeah. So he sprints. So what was next? So you were staying still. So actually, that's the end of the round, unless, yeah, because I think the wyvern's airborne, so you're not going to be able to strike it with your mace. So.
I mean, I'll certainly kind of jump up and try and swat at one, but I don't think I'm going to get anywhere.
Yeah, you feel
come down here and fight like a man, you bastard.
Okay, next round. Statements of intent.
I am not awakened by all this ruckus.
Yes, you are awoken.
I asked you to let me sleep. What is it?
Look up.
Oh fuck! All right. I'm
afraid we did. We tried to be nice and quiet, but
I do believe that running is out of the equation. Is that correct?
Yeah, we'll be hunted down by the wyvern.
Yeah.
Even though
I'm charging my crossbow.
I'm going to run over to sorry.
No, on you go.
I'm going to run over to Apostolus, drawing my mace as I go to try and help, but because obviously it's gone up and there's going to be no magic this round.
You can't whack my collarbone back into shape, you idiot.
I could try.
Kalis?
There's no point in me trying to swap over for the hand crossbow. It's never going to have an effect against the hide of a wyvern. I'm just going to keep with the mace and hope it lands.
Okay, and a
I'm going to
pestilence.
kind of move. I'm going to move along with it in the hope that I'll be nearby it when it does decide to crash land.
Okay.
How much distance has the messenger gained at this point?
Not a lot. You could run him down if you wanted.
Yeah.
You're
Okay,
charging, so he's
yeah, I wanna
you're
try.
basically if you're going to pursue him, he goes to run away, having got a good hit on you.
Yeah.
But you can just keep your momentum going and cause
Yeah.
him grief.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do because seriously,
You're going
fuck this
full
guy.
speed. You can flatten him.
Yeah.
That's the
So
idea.
Quintus is basically coming toward you to help, and he'll try and head off. So as you're sort of zigzagging, Quintus will be caught up with you next round.
Okay.
Kalis, you're chasing the Wyvern, which is actually going toward the messenger. So you will end up in the same place via a slightly more curved route. So the only one, or the first one then to act this round with a ranged weapon is Superius Marius. So you get to shoot at a Wyvern, which will try to
Yep.
dodge your blow.
Well, shit. Yep.
That good, eh?
Mighty shit.
A mighty shit.
Yeah. The biggest shit. No, I'm doing this. Yeah, it's shit either way. I don't know what to do. All right.
Yes, I see your predicament.
Okay, it's a good shot, but the Wyvern is just, it's like it knows what you were going to do, and it effortlessly raises up one wing slightly to let your shot fly past, and then it kind of restabilizes itself, and then it heads down toward the mass, as it were, of the centaur chasing the messenger.
As it does the whole wing thing and sort of lets it pass, I was going to say, right, that's just taking the piss.
Okay, Jason, you are trying to run this guy down. He is going to try and evade you.
Come on, carrots. Oh, of course they're all dragons.
And not particularly high dragons, are there?
No, but I'm going to do that. Are you ready?
Okay. Okay. Wow.
That was oomping.
Okay, so you've done him 3 major wounds and 1 minor. You
Holy
can only
shit.
withstand 2 major wounds. So, would you like to describe how he ends up in 4 pieces?
4 pieces. Yes,
on.
okay. Yes, okay.
Not more, not less.
So, are we in quite dense trees? Is it, or is it more sort of
Shrubland.
shrub?
I
Okay,
mean,
shrub.
like think of like this is land that hasn't been tended to in a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Okay. All right. So I rush after him with this sort of burst of adrenaline at full speed, and just mow him down. I then kind of turn around, try and scoop him up.
Oh shit! I forgot your disadvantage card.
Oh,
Too late. I cleared
well.
the table.
and kind of take the sword and more kind of like a coup de grace, sort of just do a couple of slices and just throw him towards the shrub. And somehow that, I'm not great at physics, but that puts him into 4 pieces.
Well, there's this moment when you slice him and he's still kind of upright. So you slice him again and again, right? But here's the thing. He wasn't actually upright. It's just your first blow had lifted him into the air. So yeah, you cut him to shreds. Just bear in mind, for those of you without armor, I can do that in return. So yeah, the wyvern at that point crashes down, picks up a large piece of the messenger as it impacts on the ground, and it kind of bounces off the ground, picks up, and then there's this moment as the wyvern kind of looks to its feet to see what it's picked up, and then it lets the body go and flies off. So I think it expected to pick him up, but then, of course, when he got there, he actually only ended up picking up a piece of him.
Pieces of you.
I know
Pieces of him.
I know the body's in 4 pieces, but I wouldn't mind checking the pockets to see if there's any sort of letter or information that this person was
there
delivering.
is. Yes, indeed.
See, and people thought I was being all mercenary when I said about looting the bodies. It can have good.
There's a time and a place for looting.
Yes, it is every time there's a dead body.
Yeah, see, this is the letter you could have got in the first session when you actually had the messengers beat, but never asked. So anyway, yeah, the wyvern flies off. You can take a pot shot if you wish. Anyone who's got a crossbow out or bow, but
no, it's no point.
Do it.
I do
so
it.
yeah, it flies. Oh, you're doing it.
Let me see.
I rolled a good persuade.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Fuck it.
Clearly,
I took a Ian McDermott.
If it comes back, it's your fault.
You were using the force.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Yes, he shot at a fucking wyvern and it came back.
The Jedi don't tell such stories because they were run over by the wyvern.
Yeah,
yeah. So it just kind of knows, and it avoids your bolt. It kind of changes direction before the bolt gets to you. It's like
has
it
the
has a
high
sense.
ground.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't think we were going to kill him. I thought we were going to question him.
You never said anything about questioning. You said you were going to go for the messenger first.
Yes. Then we had a very detailed discussion about it. And...
To be fair, I don't think any of us expected Apostolus to be able to do that.
I can sometimes
Hey. Don't question greatness.
Not questioning, merely remarking.
So indeed, you find a note Apostolos. It is covered in runes you cannot read.
And blood.
And blood.
Well, there's this stuff on the paper. Can someone else read it for me, please?
I can.
Okay. So somebody with the ability to read and write looks at the note.
Would that be literacy?
Yes.
I have 3 in literacy. Can I have a crack?
Does one suffice?
Yeah, one suffices because it is not an encoded message. So it is. I mean, you can play down cards, but it's sufficient. You've passed. It's not an encoded message or an obscure bit of work or something to decipher. It is just plain English. Sorry, what's the language you lot speak?
Iambic.
Yeah, Iambic.
Yeah, Iambic.
Iambic.
So it is addressed to a Mr. Lott at the Silverbraid Estate in Arwent. And the message reads, "Now is the time to execute our arrangement."
Is that it?
That is it.
That is very cryptic.
Is extremely cryptic.
Like they were planning, counting on secrecy.
Have we got any idea where this place is?
Yeah,
I tell you what,
hell
you've played
is that
those
with?
cards, so we'll make a literacy check here, seeing as it's been done anyway. Yes, you have determined that this is not a great work of literature.
I'm quite happy with that.
It contains no magic and no ulterior motive other than what it states clearly in the note. There's no hidden message.
Still,
It is, however, written in the handwriting of somebody who is highly educated and very neat and tidy. And you also identify the seal is the Queen's seal.
Nice. No, I can accept that because the number of times my players have done for checking doors to see if there's any traps or anything, and usually when there's no door and they do a really good search, I'm just like, yes, you search the door. It is the epitome of doors. It is fantastic oak, wonderful metal studs, beautifully arranged upon. You've never seen a door quite like it. So yeah. Right, I'm gonna get. Oh shit!
Flashcards.
That helps.
few cards, please.
Indeed.
Better.
All right. So presumably you go back to rest for the rest of the night.
Yes, we were
So-
greatly interrupted.
Yep.
And just for your information, that was during my watch, so now I go to sleep.
No, that was just at the end of my watch. You can bloody well take yours. I'm going to bed. Thank you very much. Good night.
No, I'm also going to bed. Fuck you.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I get to sleep.
Sorry, Quintus. It appears you're going to be doing a long shift because the horse doesn't like to pull his weight. Apparently.
Hey! You see how I can cut a guy into 4 pieces just by running over him? Do you want me to do that to you? Because I can. No, then
I'm
shut
not-
up.
I'm not a Queen's messenger.
I'll take a turn because if he's grumpy now, it'll be terrible. He'd be terrible in the morning if he doesn't get any sleep.
Exactly. You don't want me to be grumpy.
Horsemen are naked.
Okay, in the last watch, as you start to get a little bit of light, you kind of see a little bit more of the landscape you're in, and you realise that this field that you're kind of in is actually a field of what presumably used to be an old farmstead over there. You can see the crumbling remains of a building that you didn't spot in the darkness last night, just to sort of rub in the fact that you're sleeping in the open here. Those of you who slept most of the night, i.e. Superius Marius, without taking a watch, you can gain 1 off of all your wounds, come down by 1.
Thank you.
Apostolos, not so much for you because you took a watch, didn't
No,
you?
I did. What? Yeah.
Or did
Well,
you?
it depends if I woke up again later. Because if not, then no. I imagined I didn't.
Sorry, do I have to get both down 1?
Yeah,
or
they
just
both come down by
one?
1.
Yeah.
They
All
both
right.
come down by 1.
Technically, you see that encounter happened during my watch.
I remember.
Well,
That was the first.
I'm-
Oh, yeah, that was the first watch, wasn't it? So
Yes.
yeah. So if Apostolos doesn't take a watch, yes, you're right. You'd also heal.
Yeah.
However, the other 2 would have had to, of course, take double watches. Otherwise, Quintus would have had to have stayed up all night.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well,
Just terrible sort of teamwork. Yeah.
I could have stayed up. I perhaps wouldn't have stayed awake, but
I'm a centaur. I get grumpy.
He's also quite badly wounded.
That too, yes.
So presumably, then you split the watch duties between Quintus and Calus. So
Yes,
Apostolos does.
I'll do an extra couple of hours before waking Quintus.
Yeah. So Apostolos also gets to heal a bit. So yeah, both of your wounds come down by 1. Yeah, so you see a sort of an old ruin of a farmhouse nearby, and yeah, it's the morning light. You having a cooked breakfast today?
I think it might help everybody to.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it
bit of
might
a
actually be helpful.
Pickled pig ears would be delightful.
Do
I
we,
mean, there's human.
do we
It's already
necessarily
cut
know?
up.
Yeah, really butchered. Do we actually know which way the wooden went now?
Well, it's dark.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Thing. But it can't have gotten far because it wouldn't have flown that far. It needs to rest too, and so it must be nearby. But you haven't seen it take off yet. You know, you've woken up before it.
Those two definitely had a bond between them, though. The fact that it tried to pick up the messenger, realized that it was in several pieces, and let it go again.
It could have been maybe just trained rather than link
Yes.
of some sort.
Or
I wasn't thinking a magical link, but definitely trained, got to know each other a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went to dinner a couple of times.
Yes, long walks on the beach.
Hmm.
Just instinct. I mean, it clearly it instinctively knew that his rider was suddenly a lot lighter.
I highly doubt that wyverns have a refined rider relationship like we do.
No, but they might understand that someone who weighed a certain amount, when you suddenly grab them to pick them up and they weigh a heck of a lot less, they might sort of instinctively know that something's up.
Yes, but I mean in general, I don't think that they had a long-lasting relationship that turned into rider. And
No,
no.
I don't think they were sending each other love letters. I fully admit that.
I'm not talking about love. I'm talking about a relationship. They're not the same.
No,
I mean,
definitely.
they can be the same in certain circumstances, but usually no.
Centaurs are very weird.
I know,
Very
right?
deep,
Only
Very
because
deep.
you're not educated in our ways.
very deep over breakfast.
Suddenly missing pickled.
Yeah. That's already too much talking for me in the morning.
Fine, I will get washed.
At least he's in a better mood this morning.
For now,
Okay. After you've had breakfast and you've done your, the 3 S's, you there's no sign of the wyvern. So, yeah, like, I guess if you want to go hunting for it, you could try sort of tracking it or something, do an environment check, but, like, there's just no sign of it.
Is it worth checking out maybe the farmhouse? It could be something as simple as just being behind the farmhouse.
You go into the farmhouse. You look through the window first of all, and you just can't see anything. It's just dark. So you open the door, and it is just a mess of spider webs. It looks like the roof has gone at some point. There's only a few tiles on it. The farmhouse is certainly old, but yeah, there's like no, it's just like full of spider webs. And dead insects hanging in the webs.
Nothing's been in here in a while.
no. Well, it will have
You
gone
hear a
somewhere.
crow on the roof chirping. Ah.
Perhaps it went back to the queen.
Yeah, still we don't know anything about the relation between the queen and wyverns.
No, but
I mean,
if
we
the
know that
messenger-
wyverns, as they have their own. Was it a queen, a chief? What was it?
Mother, I think, wasn't it? As she said, brood mother. Yeah. Can we try tracking it then?
Yeah, if you do an environment check.
And this is
Is
forest.
that
and-
aerial or rural?
This is rural.
I don't know. I believe that's only me and Quintus.
Yeah,
Alright.
that's I'm not.
Yeah, but
gonna
you've got a
do
major
much
wound, so
with this.
probably want to leave it to Quintus. So, yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to do much with this, I'm afraid. Okay. One,
Do
two,
it.
three.
Do it.
Do I need more? Is that the one? Yeah, that's one. Okay. No.
You spend several hours searching the immediate area, but you don't find it, unfortunately. And yeah, there was no sign of it at all so far, like all morning, basically.
Perhaps it did fly back to the brood mother.
Well, either that or it went back to the messenger superior.
But yeah,
Or maybe
spotted.
it fucked off because it doesn't have a rider anymore.
It'd be spotted if it went back to the city, though, wouldn't it?
You are at this moment, if I just bring up the map, you are sort of around here. So you're not far from the ruins of Central and the crossing point.
Do we need to cross now if it's not over that side?
Well, it depends. The message you've intercepted was destined for a village down here. Oh wait,
as well,
sorry,
then.
you're not. Yeah, you should be able to see my mouse now. A village down here.
Oh, way down there. Fuck.
Yeah. And you are currently about here, and that's Central. So
I would say yes. We're still heading in that general direction.
I suppose if we could get a boat, it might speed up a bit, make it a bit quicker.
best bet for getting a boat will be this place here, which is Throne Reach.
Have you seen what's happened to boats recently? You were there, weren't you?
It's a long walk.
Yeah, still boats carrying Nostrum. We will just be carrying Nostre persons.
What I will say, because you failed that check earlier, the environment check, what you can see, the ruins of Central are on the horizon, and it does have old crumbling towers and stuff like that that you could use as a vantage point to look around.
Oh, another idea.
I think we should go there anyway. We can get some decent rest. And given this crazy elf guy is decimated, they're not going to come after us anytime soon.
Do we know if it's completely abandoned, or is there sort of like...
Well, it's abandoned in terms of the imperial holdings. Like I say, it used to be the capital, but it got sacked in a war, basically, and besieged and sacked and abandoned. Well, and this is why there's actually some animosity to the people of the dwarves, as it were, of Ashad Thum, because when that Ashad Thum and Moraine and City of Lirim and stuff, they all used to be part of the Empire, and when the capital became besieged, riders were sent to send reinforcements. But the Dwarven army got as far as Throne Reach and then turned around. Now, dwarves claim, or the people of Ashad Thum claim, that they did fight and they tried to break the encirclement but failed. But that's contested, as it were, within Imperial lands. There's always two sides to history. What actually happened, nobody will ever know. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, Central is over that way. So if you make, so you presumably then head towards the ruins of Central. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish describing. So occasionally the Imperial Guard of some description will send a force down there to liberated. Because what's known of Central is that there are many sort of old relics. All the good stuff's been picked long ago, but there are still bits of the city that, if you can get into them, can sort of yield rich pickings. Old relics from the past. But you often also come across orcs there, because you're kind of on their side of the river, really. So yeah, it's a mixed bag. There are also tunnels under the city. So yeah,
you could find something useful there, I suppose. But if we're headed that direction anyway.
There's also a bridge. And high point to look around the area. So you head towards Central, and as you get closer to it, I mean, the first things you come across, you start coming across more farmsteads, more houses, like little hamlets and stuff like that, all long since abandoned.
That's going to be my first question.
Yeah, long since abandoned and picked clean. Some of them are like a lot of them, actually, in fairness, are like full of things like spiders' webs or wasps' nests, and like they've been reclaimed by nature. You get the occasional one that's sort of been cleared out. One of them with flame had been cleared out at some point not too long ago with flame. It's still gotten dusty, but anything of value here has long since been picked clean, including any ironworks for cooking and so forth. But eventually, the density of buildings sort of picks up, and you know that you're in the outskirts of Central. And it is at this point that I would like somebody to make an urban exterior check.
I don't has.
I've got a 1 in urban exterior.
I've got a 1.
I don't have it.
So it's going to be one.
Do you want to do it, Ronnie?
I'll do it if you want. I've only got a 1 in it, so it's as much mine as yours. But I'll do it. Oh, that's just fantastic! Absolutely wonderful.
Good luck.
Oh, gosh.
Ooh,
And so it is, as you're walking around a corner. Let me just discard a card, that one. You walk around a corner, or the four of you, on trot, I suppose, because you're on horses. And walking around the other way are some orcs. And you're all just kind of like have a moment where you're just like, whoa, shit. So there's 3 orcs in front of you, and there is a catfolk who's in chains. So his catfolk is like a 7-foot tall humanoid saber-toothed tiger.
Jesus Christ.
That sounds familiar.
Khajiit has wares if you have coin.
How the hell does he speak without ripping his lips apart?
How the hell did you capture him?
What's the weather up there?
So
I'm
the orcs
nearly
are like,
7 feet tall. It's no different.
the orcs and sort of you are kind of sort of at this sort of impasse. Now, no one's gone for their weapon yet, so they're kind of like big muscular guys, and like they're not sort of green-skinned orcs. They are misshapen flesh, and some are sort of yellowy and orange-skinned.
Come on in.
Good day, friends.
They kind of look at each other, and they look at you, and
Nice day for it.
the saber-tooth tiger catfolk man, he's like,
Oh God, he's giving us the cat eyes.
Oh, for fuck's sake. How many orcs are there?
there are 3.
3.
How did you capture that one then?
This one. Hang on. No. English. Ashnichna.
Does anybody know how to speak to orcs?
No.
I barely know how to speak to man and centaur.
But you are doing so.
Could you speak up a little? I didn't quite catch that.
And one of the orcs shoves the catfolk, like elbows him hard in the ribs. And then there's a conversation between the orc and the catfolk. And then the catfolk man, he kind of looks at you and he says, the orc says that I should translate for you.
Oh, that's jolly nice of you. Thank you very much.
I do not know how many words that they speak of your tongue.
By the sounds of it, not many.
Maybe a few, who knows? I was captured by them.
For doing what?
They feel betrayed by a deal I made with them. And then the orc clobs him over the back of the head and says something to him in Orcish. All right. They say, what do you want?
We just want to get past. We don't want anything.
They went through.
We have
all
no
that,
qualms with
so-
orcs.
Yeah. Went through
He
all
says-
that just for what they want.
He says something to them in Orcish. And they respond. To which he says, please rescue me. Please, my ribs are broken. They are going to kill me and eat me.
I'm sorry. Just to clarify, you're actually speaking to us now. You're not just translating what they just said.
Morons.
Or
Yeah, I'm
actually,
sorry. He is the dumbest one in the ensemble.
He says something in Orcish, presumably because he's pretending to interpret what you said. The orcs kind of step to one side of the alleyway. And they kind of drag his chains back.
Whoa. How much did they pay for you? How much are you worth to them?
He says something in Orcish. And then he says, actually, I remember what it was I was trying to look up. Give me one moment. They say I am worth 2 skulls.
2 skulls.
For 7 crowns.
I don't have any skulls. The only way to get to skulls is to do the obvious.
What? Ask him what that is in crowns.
They don't
not
do
take
crowns,
I
stupid.
don't want one.
This is the Lords of the Desert. They trade with the giants. The giants use skulls. He says to the orc. They trade with skulls.
Well, there are 3 orcs. We need 2 skulls.
Yeah, one of them can become extremely rich.
This is what I was suggesting before. The obvious way.
I was trying to avoid another fist fight, mostly because
Are we doing the old-fashioned 1-2 Apostolos?
I did not know it was old-fashioned, but yes, okay.
All right.
you charging into them has proven to be rather effective.
I'm not charging. There's a fucking wall there. I don't want to break a. I don't want to break a hoof.
Yeah, 1-2. It takes the one. It takes the second. If you want, you can do the same. Oh, we can do some sort of couples dance. Quintus and I take one. Apostolos and Ceros take the other one.
You are
You're-
not my rider, nor my couple.
The orc starts shouting, and he says, "I wanted to know why you have not passed."
We're discussing who's going to
We're,
kill.
we're discussing.
I know,
we're dis-
I understand, but what do I tell them? Just hit them already.
just tell them we're having a conversation about who the party leader is.
I get out my sword and try and decapitate one of them.
Okay, Quintus, what do you do?
One of them, not us. just
Just to be
Yeah,
clear,
Centaur's trying to decapitate you. What do you do? No, Quintus.
yeah, I will attack one with my mace. Then, as Apostolos moves, I will.
You'll
follow
go for a
suit.
second one, yeah? Okay. Superius Marius, are you going for the same one as Apostolos, same one as Quintus, or the third one?
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, the third one.
Okay, Kalis.
I'm going to go with the plan. I'm going to go with Apostolos, mostly because I reckon by the time I get there, the guy will be dead.
We shall see. All right, so we have 3 mutual attacks, so you can decide who's doing what. Who's going first,
Do we
basically.
go in that order then? Jason first.
Sure.
Yeah, we can go alphabetical.
Alphabetical,
Oh, that's not
okay.
helpful. However,
I'm not that
Oh.
bloody good with the mace, to be honest. I mean, that ability where the mace is not bad, but I'm not that good with it. Or I can use my hand crossbow, which I'm slightly better with, but it doesn't do as much damage.
Well, don't worry, we have to kill 2 of them to pay the third one.
I'm at that wonderful mix of pointless and useless. It's a nice combination to have.
The best.
I just have this feeling that you're going to beat this.
No, I don't.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, even with a crit, she doesn't.
So yeah, but you've got a disadvantage card, babe. So you need to
I didn't know
replace one of your cards with this one, with the 6,
Oh.
which actually does more.
that.
That's as disadvantages go, that's not bad.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So yeah, that's a major and a minor. Major and a minor. So on the one you're fighting. So yeah, you basically run him through on his arm. Next up, then in alphabetical order, it's Kalis. Oh no, because Kalis isn't a mutual. You have to do mutuals first. So that makes it Quintus.
Okay, yes, I will attack with my axe, mace. Oh, damn it. Not going to be good.
You hit.
Wow.
But it's only a minor wound, so yeah, you've caught him, but it's not. You know, you got the better of him, but all you've done is you've hurt his hand. So the last mutual then, it's Superius Marius versus an orc ruffian, orc slaver, or whatever. I don't know. Big rough.
Oh,
Well, here's the thing. Unless he's got high effect.
Boom, boom, boom.
that sounded very confident.
Skadoosh.
Apparently no. So right, yeah, you definitely avoid his attacks. and keep yourself alive for another turn, which is always a win.
Literally.
Yeah. All right, fresh round of cards, and then it's Kalis. So yeah, so this guy's only evading against you, so he can't get a hit. So he's just going to rely on his ability to
Yeah.
sort of get out of the way.
So my brawling is only 1, so it's a fantastic. So I only have a skill test of 1. It's not great, but so what are we looking at? This is
the orc that's already wounded, so he's going to have a disadvantage card.
yeah. Is he wearing soft?
Oh, soft. Yeah.
Oh, so it's medium for me.
Yeah, they're unarmored. Yeah.
So mid result.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, there's no point doing his disadvantage card. You have done a major wound to him, which is his second major wound. So yeah, was it a mace you were using?
Yes.
Yeah, you caved his skull in, and he collapses down the wall quite slowly. That kind of sort of
Really didn't want to
slung
cave
him
his
down.
skull in because we're gonna try and trade it. But hey,
Oh, sure. In that case, yeah, collarbone. There you
cave
go.
his chest in.
You've hit his shoulder, and and he goes down. Right. So they've done all their attacks already. So yeah, fresh round of action. So there are 2 orcs. There are 4 of you. They are cornered against a wall. So yeah, your statements of intent.
I try what I just did, but try to do that better.
Yeah, I'm going to hit. I'm going to go after the one that's nearest to me, whichever one's nearest
Okay,
to me.
that's the
I'm
one
going
that
for
Giorgio has missed.
Okay.
Apostolos?
I am thinking.
Quintus?
Oh, sorry.
No, you go.
I'm just going to carry on with what I was doing, just attack him again.
Yeah, so the wounded one, yeah.
I think I might try and pull at least one of the chains off the orcs.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna guess that, yeah, they're probably just, one of the orcs is just sort of holding the chain. So let's make it the one that's already got the minor wounds, so we've got 2 on each. So, right, first up then, the mutual attacks. So, Quintus.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
it's a 9.
Oh, bugger, that's not good, is it? What can I do there? Be surprised if this works. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
The orc clouts you around the head. What's your vitality?
5.
Oh, so nearly a mortal wound. Yeah.
Just don't try to sound too excited or heartbroken at the prospect.
Well, would have been dramatic. Would have had a funeral and everything. Yeah, it clouts you around the head, doing a major concussion with bracket 9, and a black eye for 9. So and you actually go unconscious. I have decided it dazes you. So yeah, you go down. Right. Superius Marius, you're doing a mutual.
Yes, indeed. Well, for fuck's sake. That's utter shit. Oh, come on. Yeah.
Okay. It was close, but it's you who gets the hit in with your sword. So you have done him a major wound. You've run your, I don't know what you're using, a mace or a sword?
Axe.
Axe.
I got an axe.
Oh, and it's a critical as well. So yeah, you hook his wooden club basically with your axe and send it scurrying down the alleyway, and then you come back the other way and slice him across the leg, doing him a pretty serious, hefty wound there. So you have disarmed him too.
Doing it better.
Yeah. Now the support act, as it were. Who have we got? Jason and Kalis. Oh, I forgot to do your disadvantage card. Shit, I've cleared the table. It's too late. Right, Kalis.
Yes, I'm going to very gently smack this guy around the noggin with my mace.
Okay, he is just dodging.
Unfortunately, I only have a 1 for this again, and that's the wrong one to get.
Very much so.
I'm just going to have to go for... this is mid-effect again, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, it's a mutual hit. So your weapons clang. Your weapon loses 1 quality.
Ooh. Now down to quality 2.
And the orc's club shatters into 2.
Hold on. Right. This is the same orc. This is the same orc that
it's been disarmed already.
That's been disarmed already.
Oh, right.
This is the one I said I was going for the one.
Yeah.
The nearest one.
Okay.
You said it was the one that Georgia was on.
Yep. Okay. Well, in that case, then, yeah. So it ducks, and then your weapon strikes against the wall just as it ducks. So yeah.
Stay still, so I can brain you.
Let's get rid of that. Okay. And now we've got the Apostolos attacking, and it is trying to evade. So I got rid of the wrong card. That was stupid.
I'm just pulling the chain off it.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So that will be...
Brawl?
Yeah, no, it's going to be power athletics.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Ooh, okay. Not too bad. But at the same time, doesn't really work with what I've got. Although your card's a bit shit. Okay.
Yeah, you yank the chain and it slips out of his hands. He's far too busy defending himself against these attacks, and the fact that he's now, his friend there has got no weapon, and the orcs are kind of shouting at you in Orcish, saying something.
No. Fuck off. I don't know why the fuck off came out in Scottish, by the way.
Because it suits the rhythm of our speech so perfectly.
Suck my giant centaur dick.
And the cat folk says, they're cursing you.
No shit, they're cursing. I can
And
get
the
that.
the blood of your ancestors.
Yeah. They don't even know my ancestors.
Okay, statements of intent. One is disarmed and has a major wound. The other one is just got a minor wound.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
going to say lying down.
There shouldn't be death.
I
Sorry?
I am.
Sorry, I missed both Phil and Giorgio there.
I just said I was going to stay lying down.
Okay.
I was saying that they are disarmed and this and that and about to be dead because I keep attacking.
Okay, so you're attacking the disarmed guy. Presumably, Kalis, you're doing the same, are you?
Yes, I'm braining him one. I'm sorry. I'm not having this guy
And-
ducking out the way.
And Apostolos, you're against the guy that has only a minor wound.
Well, again, I pulled the chain away with the intent to get the cat away from the fight. So if I
Yeah,
can take it away, then great. But if
Yeah,
not,
so you're keeping hold of the chain, are you?
yeah. That's the point. Yeah, kind of like as a power thing of this is mine.
Okay. Well, the orc is going to go for you.
Okay, I could potentially use the chain to sort of just whack him in the head. Yeah, why not?
So the chain, which is attached to a catfolk.
Yeah, but surely there's. Is there like another end I could use?
Yeah, that's the end you've grabbed. Well, you've grabbed somewhere near the middle, I guess, because you've yanked it off him.
Mm-mm.
But you've not exactly got much on the end toward the catfolk guy.
So where's the other bit of the chain attached to?
Imagine, okay, it's 2 meters long chain. You're holding it about a meter down, and 1 meter away from where you're holding it is a catfolk.
Yeah, but what's the other end?
Loose
Okay.
chain, because you've yanked it off him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you grabbed the chain somewhere in the middle, yanked it off
Yeah.
the orc.
All right, then I'll get hold of the loose bit and use that.
Okay. It's gonna, in order to whack someone with it, you're kind of throwing the catfolk guy around.
Why? There's a loose end on the other side.
Using it essentially as a sort of chain flail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But okay.
Ghost Rider chin whip.
Let me just make sure I'm understanding this right. So if this is the length of chain, you're holding it somewhere in the middle. It's 2 meters long. 1 meter there, catfolk. 1 meter there, dangling down.
Yeah. I'm
you're
grabbing
gonna
the
spin
dangly.
Using the dangly bit and smacking him with it.
Yeah.
Okay, and sort of do all of that, right?
Yeah.
Chain flail.
Okay.
If possible.
I mean, it's possible to do it, but the point is, like, it's the catfolk guy. Is sort of a chain up to his, around his neck and stuff. At the
I
other
still
end.
don't get what it's got to do with the cat because I'm doing it on the other end.
Well, the cat's going to have to move with you in order not to have tension in the little bit of chain between your hand and the cat's neck.
But I'm using the loose end. I'm holding the middle and then doing the loose end.
Okay. Right. But a fight involves some movement, or you're just going to stand there and be hit. Do you see what I mean?
No, I don't.
No. Okay, then I'll go with your imagination because you're the player. So I will allow it.
I mean, again, if it's not possible, I'll just take the cat away.
I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm saying the catfolk with the broken ribs, in my mind, he would have to move with you, and of course he's got broken ribs. So
it would only become an issue. It would only become an issue if the orc that he's striking at is more than a meter away. Because if the orc he was striking at is more than a meter away, he would have to pull at the chain.
Okay. And could you imagine being in a melee with weapons being a meter away from someone? That's like really close.
Yeah.
All right.
1 meter is nothing.
Don't worry. I'll just try and move the cat
I'm happy
away.
to allow it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because
It's either that or you wrap the chain up a couple of times with your fist and punch him one.
I could.
Just use it as brass knuckles, but with a chain.
Or whip his ass with it.
Ooh, ooh
Yeah, but
my.
the point is that it's gonna cause problems if I do that. So yeah, I'll just move the cat away.
I said not allow for it.
No, I'll move the cat away.
Okay. So you're kind of leaving the orc, or disengaging with the orc then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the orc's going to chase you down and still try to attack, so you will need to is it dodge or evade? I need to check which one is the melee one.
Evade.
Evade.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
So first of all, the mutual, and this is with Superius Marius. Oh, I've got no cards. Hang on. Cancel that. Deal cards.
All right.
Deal cards. There we go.
All right. Oh, for fuck's sake.
I know where you're coming from.
All right.
Ooh.
Okay. You do hit him. You hurt him. But it's only a minor wound. You've disarmed him again, but then he wasn't armed, so he was trying to punch you.
Well, if I disarm him, does that mean I just cut his hands off?
No. It's,
Oh.
axes are good for hooking around weapons, but you sure you do low against a soft target with an axe?
I don't know. Let me check. Where's the axe? Blackjack's axe.
Medium.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Okay, you do him a major wound and a minor, and that kills him.
Gonna
Oh,
That's his second
no.
major wound.
So
So,
sad.
yeah.
You can suck my absolutely average human dick.
Well, that's mighty brave of you to say so.
That's relatable.
Not me, it isn't.
Well, somebody has to be below average. So, Quintus, you're
See, I knew someone would make that. I knew someone would make that gag, no matter what happened. No one was gonna come up short on that one.
well,
someone.
Like Quintus, you're kind of like murmuring around and rolling around on the floor. You're kind of sort of coming to, and it's sort of,
Oh, my head.
Apostolos, let's have your evade check against this attack from the orc.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, yes.
Yeah, because your effect makes no difference here.
Oh, god damn, you got dragons.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm afraid. What's your vitality?
Ooh, 5.
Oh, I'm afraid that's a major and a minor. So
No
yeah,
mortality, mate.
he clonks you one around the head, and it kind of leaves you a bit punch drunk for a moment. Now, because you are a centaur, I believe you're still okay despite having 2 major wounds.
Constitution is 2.
No, that's fine. That's how many minors for a disadvantage.
Oh, is it 6
You
for
no,
the wounds?
remember, as a major, because you're a centaur, you could take 3 major wounds without dying. Remember?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the individual numbers.
Oh, yes, it is 6. It's from the effect card.
Yeah, you're right. Mortality's 3. So,
Yeah. Okay. Nonetheless, you have 2 disadvantages. You're very badly hurt.
yeah.
If only I was good at magic. I'm sorry, mate.
Well, you can do a ritual.
Oh yeah, I better do that.
Do me a ritual.
Maybe days of rituals, actually, at this point.
Yes.
It's like a slow motion of blessing a bath.
So yeah, then so once he's sort of done that to you, and then you kind of get away from him, and then he turns to flee because he's basically by himself, and there's several of you still stood, and he sort of takes the opportunity to go back around the corner where you came from and start running sort of down that alleyway, and presumably you're not chasing because the party's in a bit of a state.
Nope.
Nope. No, definitely not. Not going to chase.
Thank you for rescuing me. They would have eaten me. And of course, my skull is a large skull, so it is worth a lot.
You're welcome.
I see you have taken wounds.
That is
Oh,
the
you
mild
could-
way of putting it.
Could say that.
See, your eyesight works.
I too am wounded.
At least you rescued both of the cat people.
Both of the cat people?
What?
Eyesight.
That's so right.
Ooh, hello, Neverwise.
Hello indeed. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Silver Vesta.
Silver what?
Vesta.
All right.
Okay.
What?
All I can think of is silver vespers.
No, all I can think of is Sylvester from Looney Tunes.
What, did you-
Covering cash.
I taught a putty cat.
I was going to say, did he taught a pretty cat?
I suggest that a good course of action might be to find the hole and rest up in it, because the orcs, they will come through here searching for you.
Yes.
So, I know a few
Okay.
good hiding places in these ruins.
Oh, good. As long as there's enough room to lie down.
Let's just make sure we don't pick the one where they found you.
No, not possible. Because I'm never going there again.
I heard a rumor that you catfolk can lick wounds and make them better. Is that true? I really hope it is true.
You big pervert.
Well, given what you have done for me, I think I can give you my purr.
You what?
Right, it's the pearl. Okay. Whichever is good. I'm in
But
a-
first, we must get out of sight. And,
Let's find
he-
something more private. And I give you all my purr. Don't worry.
He leads you through various alleyways and through what you presume used to be a square of some kind. But the buildings here are all dilapidated and partially collapsed. I mean, this was the capital 1,000 years ago. So, like, there's a lot of buildings only have like one wall left, if at all. But he takes you to what you guess by the floor plan was possibly a tavern. And he goes to basically a place where there's some debris basically on the floor, and he shifts the debris to the side, and there's like a hold down to a cellar. Says in here is a place we can hide.
Yep, good.
Go in and I will make the top good again. And he rearranges things after you all get in, and it's quite dark in there. And he gets out a candle and sort of plonks that down in the middle of the room. And he says, the way my power works is, unfortunately, we should rest, and I will purr on you. It will help.
Okay.
I'm not sure I want to watch.
And you take some rest. Now, you're actually still in the first part of the day, really. Well, you're about midday-ish. So, presumably, you rest for the rest of the day and through the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all of your wounds recover by 2 levels.
Ooh.
Now, what that does mean, of course, actually, Superior's Marius, if instead of resting, if you want to do a ritual, you could. Which means you could get an automatic critical effect 10.
Yeah, what I was meaning to ask you, Cure Ailment is just one target, even to do the ritual, is that correct?
Yeah. It will heal 1 wound. Completely.
All right. I'm doing that on Apostolos. Oh, no. Apostolos does have 2 majors, and I can't do shit to them. Does any one of you have more than 1 minor?
Me.
All right,
I've got
so
one minor.
You can do stuff to major wounds, but not with that spell, because you also have the other heal, the level 1 heal, Water of Life, where you can soak a bandage, and that can massively reduce a wound. In fact, if you did the ritual and then spent the night, because what the ritual does is it gives you enchants some water that you can soak a bandage in and then put that on the wound. So it takes longer, but because you're taking longer anyway, it will have the effect. And what it does is after the bandage has been on 8 hours, the level of the wound is reduced by the effect. And because a ritual is effect 10, it would effectively cure 1 major wound.
Oh, I assumed that being level 1, it affected only minor. I didn't recall that it affected them both.
It does, and it reduces the wound by the effect. Water of Life is quite good, but it requires that extra time to actually do its thing.
All right, so I'm doing this so that I can get rid of one of Apostolos' majors.
Okay. So one of Apostolos' major wounds is completely healed. Superius Marius, your wounds, you get a night's sleep, so your wounds, all of yours improve by 1. Apostolos, Quintus, and Calus, all of your wounds improved by 2.
Nice.
Because you get a nice long rest.
I'm not wounded.
Smack it.
Show off.
I would have been wounded, but the wounding I got was with a weapon he didn't have. So it was kind of nice that way. I got hit by a weapon he didn't have.
Okay, now we're probably going to leave it there in the hole with Silver Vesta.
That's going to pour all over Apostolos.
Sorry, I forgot to cover that. So during the course of your resting, Silver Vesta, Apostolos, the purring actually does have an impact. Could you please draw, for the daytime where he's laying on you, could you please draw a card? Just draw a card, so skill test 1.
I know.
Your weakest wound is cured by 6.
Oh,
Wow.
so I guess the smallest minor wound?
Yeah.
Okay, that goes. Ooh.
Okay. And then when he actually sort of goes to sleep, he actually just wants to kind of sleep by himself in a corner. However, if somebody wanted to take advantage of the fact that the cat is there, sort of sleeping in the corner, you could cheekily lay on him or cuddle up with him.
I mean, I'm a centaur, so I'm probably a bit heavy for him.
No, that feels wrong.
It would be a bit, but I'm saying you could do it.
No,
I'm not.
Okay, but yes, Catfolk Purr does indeed heal. So yeah, that's going to be it for this session then.
Okay.
But give me a fighting chance for planning the next session. Do you have a rough idea of what you're intending to do?
Live.
Because there are
It's
a few possibilities.
it's a modest goal. In this terrifyingly brutal world, but living, I think, is a definite thing. In terms of, I think we're gonna. What are we gonna head south? And now that we've got this letter.
Well, we can try and get somewhere high and see if we can spot the wyvern before we're out on the way south.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's that, but you've just kind of spent a day underground, so you've probably lost it. Right, so the option would be to travel across the desert to the Wyvern Rock. That's where it's most likely gone.
There is also
or there's
down
following the letter.
Yeah, and see if we can get some more information about what this.
Yeah, I would say the letter is the more.
I mean, because if we went to Wyvern Rock, how would we tell which Wyvern it was?
Yeah.
True.
No, I'd say we go south and see the part of the arrangement and try and investigate that.
Okay.
Because who knows? We might uncover something that might help us against the wyvern anyway,
or get us killed. I mean, it's a win-win either way.
Well, I mean, either way. Well, not quite, because that would definitely go against my rather modest goal of staying alive. So it wouldn't quite be a win for me, but I want to live.
All right. Well, I'm going to end the broadcast here, and So, if anyone watches this at any point in the future, bye bye.
Bye bye. Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye.